This is my cancer project on the gastric leiomyosarcoma. This is done by me and is connected to my father. So this is just a pic of me and my dad when I was about 3 or 4 years old. It was 10 years ago and made 2 months, just 2 months before my dad had to be hospitalized. He was 48 years old, and there he found out that his type of cancer was called gastric leiomyosarcoma. First I thought it was cancer, just stomach cancer, but it turned out it wasn't when I asked him. So this is just a pic of a real life gastric leiomyosarcoma. It isn't my dad's necessarily. It might have been, I don't know, I don't think so though. It's just a picture that I found might be interesting. So, basic big ideas of cancer. Cancer cells are mitosis out of control. It's caused when the cell's DNA is damaged, and there are many types of cancer. The 4 cancer that are listed there, that's not all of the ones. There are many more, but I'm just gonna list out the ones that Mr. Kumpel has taught us. It's carcinoma, leukemia, sarcoma, and germ cell cancer. I'm pretty sure sarcoma is the one my dad had. So malignant or benign. These are 2 pictures of, one is malignant on the left side and benign on the right side. So malignant is a malignant tumor is very harmful, and it won't stop growing. That's the big thing, it won't stop growing. And in most cases it isn't repairable at a certain point. A benign, it's the complete opposite. It is harmless and it will stop growing at one point, and it is completely fixable at any time. So at the benign, you can see that it was surgically removed, and that was okay because you repaired it. But on the other side, malignant, on the left side, it won't stop growing. It'll go bigger and bigger, and you won't be able to repair it. My dad's was a malignant tumor, but the only reason he's living now without it is because it was surgically removed. And you're probably thinking, how malignant? You can't surgically remove, it's unrepairable. Well, the only way he did it was because him and the doctors found out that in a very early stage, even before stage 2 of cancer. So once you get into stage 3 or 4 and you find out then that you have the cancer, then it's usually not a good time, and probably the time that you can't really repair it or do anything. I guess you have to like pray. That's all you can do. So why did my dad get gastric leiomyosarcoma? Well, I've researched a lot of sites and I've also asked my dad. There's no specific cause to how to get it. We don't know if it's genetically involved, like how you get it from your parents or your grandparents or grandparents, or lifestyle, how you live life. You go outside, maybe it's the sun, maybe how much you eat, how much you exercise. And it's not like that. You can't really, there's no specific cause on how to get it. So basically what gastric leiomyosarcoma does, it attacks the body's soft tissues in certain places. There are a lot of places, and one of them is the stomach. And the stomach, that's where my dad had it. So yeah, in my dad's case, it was the stomach. Radiation, chemotherapy, or surgery. Surgery is in red because that's how he got it. That's how my dad got it removed, surgically removed. My dad got surgically removed because chemotherapy and radiation didn't respond. They're both resistant cancer, but there is a risk in using radiation therapy if you do want to use instead of surgery. It's really bad because of the waiting time to getting the result. It takes 25 years for the result. That's really long, and you might not even live for that long. So surgery was the best option for my dad, and he took that. So there are two techniques to fight cancer. I'm not really sure if this is the new types, but I did find out that there are two types of ways to fight cancer, and I'm just quoting this from the website I found it from. Uh, Autologous vaccines are made from cancer cells that are taken from the human body and then reinserted back into the body to mark matching cells as antigens. And then for the allogenic vaccines are currently more prevalent than autologous vaccines since they're made from an already cultivated batch of cancerous cells from previous clinical trials. However, the vaccine's effects may only be temporary because of the adaptable nature of cancer cells. So, I found out what's good about autologous vaccines. Autologous vaccines such as Panvac or Gardasil, they're both really expensive and many people are buying them. Panvac is a type of vaccine that targets the body's immune system as a way to fight cancer, so that's a good thing. That's why so many people are buying it. So the cell cycle interphase. There are three stages. G1, also known as gap 1, G2, also known as gap 2, and S phase, also known as synthesis. So this would go on, and then it would go on to mitosis, where the cell actually divides. And before we go on, all the pictures you'll see from now to the end of this PowerPoint, just right before the bibliography and citation, these are all hand drawn by me. So interphase gap 1 / G1. So what the cell does is in this phase is it just does its normal job. In this case, because my dad's one was a smooth muscle, that allows the stomach to grind, crush, and mix ingested food, which is liquefying it. So that's what it just does in G1, and then it will go on to S phase. Synthesis. So in S phase, it's where the cell replicates the DNA and the chromosomes, which are the sister chromatids. And then in gap 2, G2, it is when the cell will start to get ready to divide, and then the division of cell would be mitosis. Okay, mitosis. Mitosis has 4 stages: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And prophase is the first stage. So in prophase, the cell will just start to get ready to divide, and its nucleus membrane will start to disappear, but not completely yet. And then the next stage in metaphase is when the nucleus membrane would completely disappear, and the sister chromatids will line up in the middle, meta and middle. That's how Mr. Kumpel remembers it, and that's how I remembered it for the test too. The third stage is anaphase. The sister chromatids will start to split apart to opposite ends of the cell, and you can start to see that it's kind of split. The cell is kind of splitting apart, but not completely. And the final stage is telophase. This is just when just right before cytokinesis, and just the cell will start to split into two, not completely yet, and you won't be seeing 2 nuclei yet. Once you see the 2 nuclei and they're split apart, that's cytokinesis. Just like I said before, cytokinesis, the top picture, that's just prophase, when it's just about to split apart, and then in cytokinesis, completely split apart, and you see the little 2 blue dots there, and those are the nucleus. You can see 2 nuclei right there. So this is my bibliography / citation, and thank you for watching this video.